Hello and welcome back to Angling Giant channel. Today we are at Hayfield Lakes in Doncaster. It's Bank Holiday Monday and the original plan was to come and fish the open match that they've got on today, but it is the last open match before Maver match this final, and basically the lineup for this open match is the lineup for the final. So we didn't want to waste this 30 quid because we want to set a chance, because everybody else fishing is professional. But we've come down anyway. Today we're fishing pole. We're fishing top two plus today. Now we've started to get a few of these very energetic carp. Nice mirror there, probably about £2. We'll get this guy back, get my line out my net, and I'll show you how we're fishing. So, as I said, we're going to show you how we're fishing today. We're fishing on pole at about 7 foot deep, and we've got a really simple rig. Quite a big float because it is a bit windy, so it's 418s Preston Diamond. 7 foot rig, and most of us shot button shot down to the bottom to a size 14 banded hook, and on that we're fishing a 6mm pellet on that band. So this is how I like to do it. Guru band and pliers, open that band up, need a bit of pellet than that, in and on. And then we're also a feed cup, or there's a lot of names for these: cad cups, feed cups, pole cup, but where I'm from and everybody I know calls it a toss pot, which is also a bit of an insult up north as well, so no idea why they call it that. In that we've got some 6mm micros, little cap of ground bait. What I like to do with that ground bait is just get it a bit wet in that cup, so by the time you get it out it's a bit heavier, it starts to fall to the bottom. So as I say, we've got a top kit. We're using Daiwa Black Hydra, and we're fishing just on his number 6 section, about halfway. And I'm not sure if you can see, there was a tree stump on that far bank in between them two pegs, and that's what we're lined up with. So once this float's settled, a ship past us bait and dump that pot straight off at top. And then it's just a matter of waiting for them fish to get hungry. And we're in again. Fish on. We're about 5 minutes in between bites at the minute, which shows that there is some fish in a swim. Nice little stocky. That rig out up there. And this is a young carp that they've probably only just introduced recently. Nice little mirror. When that thing grows, you can tell it ump on its back, that's going to be a massive fish. Lovely fish. Right, to go in directions from camera woman. I'm just going to pop him back so we've got a bit of a tent with this net. And they're coming at a nice pace now. So, rebait and get back out. Again, a couple of micros, a few pellets. No ground bait this time because there should still be some there. So again, stump on far bank. Let that float settle. Tip in, feed, and we're ready. So fish on, this feels like a much better fish. So it's perfect time to show you how we play a fish on pole. So you'll notice fish is hooked, an elastic stretching. I haven't shipped back yet because I'm just going to let that fish tire itself out. Now, as I say, it is black hydro, which is, I believe, 12 to 16 rated. So it won't struggle with these fish. What we do, I always keep an angle to fish. You never want to be straight on like that. Keep an angle to that fish. And then, as it gets closer, pull out my excess elastic. And again, wherever that fish wants to go, you want to be pulling it in opposite direction until it's in a place where you can land it. So now that elastic's hardly pulling, so that fish has got a big fight on its hands. Drop my landing net in. Keep that fish in front. Lovely common that. If it wants some elastic, gate it. And keep it in front of the landing net all the time. You don't want it swimming behind you because that's when it'll make a bolt and try and bump itself off on rimmy and net. As soon as its head lifts, while it's in front of you, that's when you scoop. It's trying to make a dart under my peg. Keep a small fish. This has got some energy. It's got a bit too much to play with, so we're just going to make that elastic a bit tighter. And there we go, look, head up and scoop. Absolutely stunning common. Hook straight in middle at top lip. Now, that tells you that your bait presentation is spot on. Because it's not for getting foul up, it's eating that food and hooking itself. Lovely little common. I'll certainly take a few of them. So I'm in a small change. I've just put an 8mm pellet on band. I noticed we were getting a lot of quick bites, which in my head, I don't know if it's right or not, like I say, I'm no expert, but in my mind, that's little fish trying to get that pellet. And see, it don't fit in the mouth, so all they're doing is knocking your bait about. We've put an 8mm on, and we have it into what feels like a bit better fish. Very docile, but it don't want to show its head. So it's either foul hooked or a bit of a lump. I say it's not fresh and it's not making a dash for anything, but it is taking some lifting and trying to go on my peg. Give him a bit of gentle persuasion. So I'm going to do is just get that out of the way. Because I think if this thing does make a jolt for it, it could make a nuisance for it. Under that peg on the platform. I think what we're going to do is let that fish, see if we can persuade it to swim out away from that platform. So you don't want to go anywhere, but I cannot get its head up. Yeah, this is a much better fish than we've had before. As I say, we've still not seen it. Could be a little ghosty. Or should I say not so little ghosty. But this is why we come to Hayfields. Oh, and it is under our peg. Nightmare. Not now. Let that fish have some more. Yeah, the reason we come to Hayfields is the stamper fishing here is amazing. Right. The fish we've been catching today so far are small fish. You can probably see by how that elastic's having to work. This is much bigger than the other ones we've had. I don't want to bully it though, because you don't want to lose fish like this. Ah, there we go. It's foul hooked. That's why it's proven so hard to control. We've managed to get it either in its dorsal fin or in its tail. Or have we? I can't work it out. Yeah, it looked like its tail. When we were lifting it, we could see its tail. So if it's not foul hooked, it's just a big, powerful fish that's managing to keep its nose down. But it's hooked well. So fingers crossed, we find out. Trying to make a dart for that platform again. Yeah, it's a stunning ghosty, that. Second favourite fish to catch are ghosties. Yeah, Charlotte likes perch. My favourite is tench. But this is beautiful. Yep, there we go. Slip it on its back. Charlotte's going to bring camera down for this one. Just have a look at that fish. Doing a really good job of wrapping itself up here as well. It's all tangled up. There we go. Looks just that'll come out of the way. See if we can get you a look at this fish. Last thing I want to do is send it flying though. Look at that. Nope. It's a flopper. But yeah, they're the fish we came for. That's not the way you want to be handling them fish, ideally. So, Noli, if you're watching, sorry. But I couldn't resist a photo with that one, but I don't even think we managed to get one before it absolutely annihilated me. So we're going to wait, get the mills back on, try and catch its bigger brother. We've hit on to easily biggest fish at day. And at this rate, guy in a couple of pegs down is going to have to land it for us. So this is going to take a bit of time to get in, because we are going to have to be really, really steady. The key to landing big fish like this when you run a lighter elastic than it takes is just patience, take your time, tire that fish out and let that elastic do all at work. So we were fishing straight out in front of us, as you remember, and this has took us straight to left. So the last thing you want to be doing is shipping straight in. Simply because as you pull that pole straight, you're putting a lot of strain on that elastic. So what I'm doing is letting the elastic be as slack as possible, and just watching for that fish swimming back in front of us, and then I'll start to ship in. So at the minute, it is taking us for a right ride. Fishing here do it high teens. This elastic's probably rated up to about 10-12 pound. We've got £7 line. That's going to take us that. Yeah, we've got £7 line with a £5 bottom. We've got to be really, really steady. I'm just applying a little bit of pressure to try and coax it to swim towards us. Slowly coming in, I'm just not rushing out. As we get it somewhat level with us, we'll start to ship back and hopefully the fish will swim forward rather than sideways. And ship that back a bit. Try and get this fish under a bit more control. There we go. Towards top kit. This is where real fate begins. I'm hoping we've got a double figure here. But it's getting close, I'm just taking more and more elastic off it. Last thing we want is for this to make a dark margin or under this platform. Just put a bit of pressure on, try and lift its head. And it's still got a lot of energy at the minute, so it's having none of it. Still just trying to get into that margin. Putting some right strain on that line. It's definitely a nice fish. There we go, it's tiring now. You'll see when that elastic comes back up under its own accord, that's fish swimming or being pulled to the top. You can tell it's tiring out. It's not trying to dart. It's simply just trying to get to the bottom now. They're not daft, these carp. They'll have been caught a couple of times before. And I know if they rub against bottom, they've more chance of dragging that hook out of their seine and going away. It's a nice common. That fish now has got absolutely nowhere to go. It can't pull that elastic out anymore. If it makes a big pull, then we'll get the elastic it needs, just so we don't pull out of it. No, you don't, mate. Oh, yeah. It is trying its hardest to get under that platform. Now that is what an Hayfield carp looks like. I'd say about maybe even more actually, because that has got £9. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this one out without it going for one, but we'll try. There we go, look at that. What a fish. Let's get it back. Now, in the type of matches that we fish, as a club match, you probably only need 9, 10 of them fish with a few little ones, and you've won your match. Here at Hayfields on the Roppen, you need about 30. So that's one, let's get another 29. So we've just hit into one on bomb. It's an old match tactic towards a bomb of where you've been feeding, and it certainly worked. Feels a nice fish. I'm not sure if it's going to be as big as one we got on Paul earlier. It's certainly not a small fish at all. There it goes again. Another night. Plenty of energy, that's right. I reckon 3 or 4. Definitely a feisty little fish. Well, we're going to go with margin, but I think I'll just drop that bomb over one more time, see if we can get some more. Right, so we've moved into this right hand margin. Charlotte's just going to relocate you so you can see this float a bit. So we've plumbed this up. There's a bit of a mud bank, like a shelf off that margin. So we've plumbed up to just off that mud bank. So as bait is sat at the same level as that step, just off to the left. And we're thinking is we feed on the shelf and just off, fish are going to be coming in and sucking that bait off that shelf, and that's just where our hook bait's sat. And you see just how deep it is. We've got an 8mm pellet on band, and just let it sink down. We did have a few indications as we dropped it in, just off camera, but the secret, or the key, should I say, not secret, everybody knows it, but the key to margin fishing is not striking at them indications. You want to wait till your float absolutely buries itself. You want that float to act just like a motion sensor. You're going to see them little blips, them wobbles, and you want it to absolutely ping before you strike. Let's represent that bit. So you can see it lifting and then let it absolutely bury, and we're on. Now, elastic in this top kit is a little bit more substantial than that black hydro we had on before. This is purple TKL hollow, which I think is rated 18 to 24. So for a fish to scream off with a 24 elastic like that, we've either got a nice fish or we've caught a fin. So obviously if we have got it in fin, it's what we call foul hooked. And a common misconception for non-fishing folk is that a foul hooked fish don't count. Now in my field of fishing, it bloody well does. You get that fish out at water, it goes in your net. Now in specimen angling and game angling, so fish that you're catching to keep, the foul hooked fish does not count. So a carp angler catches his PB and it's hooked in fin, cheek, anywhere but mouth, they don't count it. And if you're fishing for keeps, or on a British river or canal and you foul look a fish, you're not allowed to keep it. This is why we like margin fishing. It's where them bigger fish hide out because they think it's safe. But nobody's safe from angling giant. This fish has just absolutely showered it there. Jesus Christ, mate. Get out your system, pal. It's bringing that straight in bottom lip. Curve that out. Right. This is going to be risky. But a fish this size deserves a bit of attention. A bit of limelight. That is already getting attention it needs. Look at that. Lovely mirror carp out of that margin. Let's not push his luck. Let's get him back in. Quick weight. Wrong side. £6 I reckon. Oh, 7.5, nearly 8. Lovely. Now we want a few more of them. Hello everybody, it's Devon here, or your angling giant as you might know me. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, our microphone died on us. The point of this little outro were to explain that as cameras were dying, as microphones were dying, so we were going to have to cut filming short. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a recap of what we were talking about in this clip. Mainly, it was to talk about Hayfields. Now, Dynamite Hayfield Lakes in Doncaster is a fantastic venue. We've been here a lot of times. It's our local premier fishery, should we say. We've got fisheries a lot closer to us, but none as good as Hayfields. And we've never ever had a bad day at Hayfields. We've fished club matches where we've come mid-table and it still can't be considered a bad day. £50–60, a massive carp. We've fished open matches against pond regulars and even professionals. The likes of Andy May has fished a match alongside us. And again, we got us bottoms absolutely handed to us and it still weren't a bad day. So if you do want a day of absolute fantastic angling, make sure you get down to Dynamite Hayfield Lakes in Doncaster. Catch some of these massive carp, you won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching, and I'll leave you here for few clips we recorded off of our phones at the end of the fishing day. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It really does help us out. 90% of people that watch his videos are not subscribed, so it would be good to see you coming back. Thank you and enjoy.